Hello there, live from the studios of Voice of One Television. This is the Shepherd Staff. My name is Gaby Todo, and I'm so excited to be bringing this program your way because, like you know, is that time when you have opportunity to have your questions sorted out. Those questions that bother you, particularly matters that have to do with doctrine and the scriptures. Get your friends to come join you, watch this program, whether you're connecting through our social media handles or you're watching on television. It's a good moment to reach out to a friend, to tell a friend to join us on today's episode. I'll be right back for joining us on the Shepherd Staff today. I have with me in the studio as is our regular guest, the assistant resident pastor of Remnant Embassy, Reverend Gabriel Adayi, and he's going to be doing justice to today's questions. You're welcome to the program, Reverend.
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you for always coming when we call on you.
Welcome, sir.
Okay. So today we have a number of questions, and of course, in the course of the program, we're going to be opening the lines. If you're watching this program, just to let you know that this is the call-in program, and the number to call when the time is due, +234-7033428090. That's the number that will be opening very shortly from now, after we must have attended some of the questions before us. So be getting ready. You could either send in a WhatsApp message to this number on the screen, or you could call in when the time is due. So stay with us. All right, Reverend, we have a question before us here, and the question is it right for a Christian to involve legal authorities when he's been defrauded, or he should just let go?
I would not I would not say you involve legal authorities is wrong, and I would not say it's right, because the golden rule for the believer is mercy. Everything we do will go in the line of showing people mercy, because there's this story in the Bible where a certain servant owed his master, and the master forgave him. And then the same servant that was released from the master's custody went and held another servant who is owing him.
Yeah.
And then went and locked him up. And then when his master heard, the master had to call him back to come and pay his own too. The master showed mercy, and he expected that the servant should also show mercy to another servant as well. So what I want to say is, though we get to see situations where we are defrauded as we go about our everyday lives, sometimes even from brethren, and there are cases where you will have to press charges against such people. But
Okay.
I want to say, most importantly, the question you ask yourself when you take such actions is, what will Jesus do if he were in the same situation? Because sometimes I've seen people that have pressed charges on believers. They had to involve legal authorities, arrest the person, and then retrieve what the person took. And they made sure that there was no torture or anything that would cause the person pain. So in some cases, I don't think it's completely wrong to go that way. But personally speaking, I have seen situations like that, and I just let the person go. And
Okay.
most of the time, I left the case between myself and God, allowing the person's conscience. But many times you meet with people that that's their way, and it doesn't matter what you do, they won't change. But personally, I believe the golden rule for every believer is to use mercy and just allow the person to go in cases where your heart leads you to go that way. But it's not wrong in some cases if you need to involve legal authorities, because we are dealing with these people and we're in the society. So once and again, you may have to involve a legal authority, especially in issues of fraud that is common in our days now.
Yeah.
So that you can retrieve whatever. It's just like somebody breaking into your house, for example, and then taking a valuable item, and you come back, maybe you have a CCTV and the person doesn't know, and then you spot the person. Sometimes you may have to go get the person arrested, especially if what the person took is something you need to retrieve, and it's you have to get it. But of course, the general rule, personally speaking, is mercy, because the Bible said, if when we show people mercy, that we can obtain mercy. And sometimes, like our Father in the Lord gave a three golden rule that a believer should operate with. He said we should be mercifully kind towards others.
Okay.
firstly towards us and secretly pure towards God. So the the aspect of mercy is something that the believer should have in his life, so that when you come before this kind of situation, it will look impossible for the average, the natural man actually, when he sees that maybe somebody defaults me of 1,500,000,000, and I just say, okay, I forgive the person. He can even lead somebody to Christ. So that's why, even though it's not completely wrong to go the way of seeking legal authorities, but I believe that the best way to handle such situations is the handle of mercy.
Okay, thank you so much. Now we have another question here. How should a Christian approach the use of social media? Are there online boundaries?
The social media is real trouble for us in this time. And the other time I was there, I was saying, even in church these days, some of us now, we are bringing some principles we used earlier again to leave our phones at home. It's just that where we are now is such that you can be in the service and somebody need to get across to you through a message that of something you need to do right in church. And if your phone is at home, it may affect a lot of things, especially where you are sitting is far from where the person is. Maybe I take announcement once in a while in service, and the media people need to get to me, maybe of an urgent update that I need to announce, and there's a way they want me to announce it. If my phone is not with me, there's no way I can get to it. But there's also a major distraction, especially when you need to put on your data to get this information. You can end up responding to WhatsApp messages, browsing and doing all kinds of things. So the whole thing is, you need to bring moderation into the use of internet. And recently we had the situation of someone that is addicted into one of these habits, and then the first discipline his spiritual father gave him was to take his phone from him for 6 months. And the young man recovered and became strong again. Of course, when you give him back the phone again, he will become the same person he used to be, because he has not been able to bring discipline. And these days, even though there are boundaries you need to bring in to handle your phone and do a lot of things online, you will have to see that these days, even if you peacefully want to just go through your Facebook and just view pictures, read what people are posting and comment, you will see situations where videos and all kinds of things that are carrying nude pictures will appear. Not you looking for them; they are just placed all over the places. So it will take somebody who is disciplined to go away from such places. There's an option that you can click show more or show less. Some people do, when you check their phones, the last place they viewed on Facebook are most of these somehow pornographic site, as it were, even though you can actually move away from such places. But many people, once they cite something, they are not able to leave it. I fellowship somewhere some time ago, and when I come, because of my service in ushering unit, when I come to a church and I see somebody not well dressed, especially a lady, and she's sitting in a place where she will distract people, I will whisper to the ushers and tell them, please help some brothers in this place that are weak, and maybe put this person in the middle, or put her in a place where she will not distract people. I had an experience many years ago when I was serving a minister of God. A lady walked into the church, roughly, badly dressed, very seductive, and I knew I was supposed to keep her behind, but I just ushered her in, and she went and sat in front. And the man of God had to speak into the mic and mention my name. He said, Gabriel, you are in the flesh. Come on and remove this your number that you kept on, So some of these kind of distractions is not everybody. His heart will not be able to stand it. He will be. We had one biology teacher those days that is just smiling. We didn't know why he used to smile until we had to discuss with some people in our class. And then most of our ladies had to dress on long skirts to school, and the smile ended naturally in class. So sometimes we may need to have a heart that is strong, and you need to bring in principles like, I pick my phone, I want to operate for 1 hour. After 1 hour, I need to drop it. If not, you will find yourself you want to read. I have a lot of Bible applications on my phone. You pick your phone, you want to check, you are studying, you are studying, you want to check just one word in your maybe encyclopedia or something in your, what do you call it, concordance, or the Greek Bible on your phone. You just want to check something. As you pick it, if your internet, your data is on, a message will pop up. And before you know, your study time is 4 hours daily. You would have spent 3.5 hours responding to WhatsApp messages. And every time, for some of us, that you pick your phone, you have at least 100 messages that is there waiting for you. So sometimes you even open some, you are responding, and you forget some other people, you just read their message, and sometimes you will, like I'm here now, just remember and say, after this time out, you need to go and attend to that. So you need to bring in discipline, because if you don't bring in discipline, you operate your phone anytime, any day, it's a serious problem. Just 2 days ago, a lady was chatting me up, and then she told me she's on retreat. Is he a sin, or is it a violation to pick your phone and chat while you're on retreat? I say retreat means separation.
Yes.
And separation entails that your phone should be kept somewhere so that you will not need to touch it, unless in a situation where, and even if I'm working with an organization that they need to call me, I'll have to tell the person who is my boss that for this time I will not be able to touch my phone. Sometimes it's not just fasting and prayer. It may also be retreat from your phone.
Okay.
Because you can become glued to your phone, that every time that you don't touch your phone for 5 minutes, you are not yourself.
Yes.
And it's another level of addiction, actually. So it's moderation that you need to bring in, and it will also help you. Because if I told somebody, I said, the way you press your phone, if you make money like that, you'll be a billionaire by now. Because the hand is always on the phone, in prayer meeting, even if they invite him for a seminar, anywhere. A young man pressed his phone one day. I went to see him in the night, pressed his phone, and I was not happy. We were gisting. When I say something, he cannot respond because he's pressing his phone. And then the next time I checked, I'd walked ahead of him. I saw him in a gutter, and I had to help him. I said, you see, you don't press phone on the road. He didn't even know he had to slip into a gutter. And then thank God the phone was not broken. But I said, sorry. But in my heart, I said, my brother should learn from this experience. So sometimes it's moderation and discipline. When you have that in place, you will not be carried away into the temptation that many people fall into by pressing phone all the time.
Talking about people who should have made a lot of money now from the way they press their phones. Recently, we had a lot of young people began to press phones numerous and countless times, hoping to become millionaires by engaging some of these apps online, Hamster Combat and Mortal Kombat, or whatever they call them. And then they were so happy that they had mined millions of coins, waiting for the day the apps will be launched. And to their shock, the apps were launched, and some of them realized that the millions of coins only translated to maybe 2,000 naira and all of that. Is that a way? Now, what does that reveal about the hearts of believers? Because most of them used to press these phones, even in church. Service is going on, the phones will be on that they were pressing. And does that reveal a quick money, quick get rich quick syndrome? Did it reveal the heart of believers to be tilted towards getting rich quickly? Is that not a cheap way of getting money, just to be touching phone and then you become a millionaire?
Actually, people are suffering, so people want to get rich,
Okay.
And in the time past, people have made money from some of these means.
Okay.
So it's just that, like especially the experience Reverend Tolu shared during the contact.
Yes.
It was really funny because I met somebody that he was preparing to get married. He said he will turn the city upside down because he was doing all of these crypto things and everything. But eventually, like Reverend said, his own the person he spoke about got only $2. And then when we were sitting in the minister's seat, we were laughing, and I was saying, do you know how much is $2? It's less than 5,000. And some people even got their phone. Make sure that they mine a lot so that they can get all. The truth is that there's that desperation in the heart of many people to get rich, and they are looking for the fastest way out to get rich. This particular labor didn't pay many people because there was no direction as to how it should be. But before now, people have made money. I know guys that make they are millionaires right now from some too different from this all over that gave people money. I think some months before, that's what led to this mass number.
Yeah.
People made good money from that. I know close people that made above 2 million
Wow.
from that, and it's the same procedure.
Okay.
So, but people want to make it is. I know pensioners, for example, that labored and served the federal government, some for 40 years, bicycle. So their pension is around 80,000, 100,000, 70,000. And right now, even if you take that money to the market, you just come back with maybe back.
Yes.
Yes, So young people are looking for ways that maybe if they engage in all of these things, they will profit. But unfortunately for us, again, is also the attempt of kill our time. Because if you check the time, many people that don't do morning devotion, they can wake up by 12 a.m. so that they can mine and do all of these things. So you now see that priority is shifted. One of my friends will say that this is not how to become rich, that he would rather become rich by priesthood. And I said it's true. Even in priesthood, and that will actually give you money.
Yeah.
So if it still boils down on moderation, I can decide that I'm into all of this app. For example, I can decide that 1 hour daily is what I use. So anyone I don't finish in the space of that 1 hour is not my business. So I can use that 1 hour. That aspect that you raised, many believers are desperate, and desperation doesn't mean anything. It is God, the power. The Bible said He gives power to make rich. It is about following Him and knowing what truly can make you rich and the fly.
Oh yes.
It's just now believe that it actually pays, because some money, when they come, they go the same way they came.
Oh yes. See, he made some very strong points here. There's something called getting rich via priesthood, and there's something called the power to make wealth. We serve a God who gives the power to make wealth. So much as we're not discouraging you from becoming rich via crypto, our emphasis is the fact that you had to be distracted in church because you're trying to make money mining coins. You kept your devotion was tempered with. I mean, Satan, the time you're supposed to give to God in full devotion, Satan succeeded in stealing part of it from you through your phone. Do you understand the boundary of keeping your phone somewhere when you have to spend time with God? And after all of it all, you lost the money, and then God also lost the time you were supposed to give to Him. So Satan succeeded in stealing that time from you. So let us learn to be, the Bible says, let our moderation be known to all men. So, O ye brother, O ye sister, let your moderation be known to all men in the usage of your phone and media devices. It's about time we go for a break. Keep pondering